Okay, we are back playing King's Quest 3, and folks, I've had a little bit of a problem with my computer. Things had a little bit of a, I guess, spyware issue. Anyway, things are sort of back to normal, at least enough that I can actually record these things. So I am actually playing off a new saved game. We didn't do too much last time. I think I covered everything. The only difference is we had to do a different chore. We had to actually, instead of sweeping, enter empty Manannan's chamber pot. And I don't think that's something you really want to really needed to see. I'm sure that chore will come up again if we keep playing. So, all right. What I wanted to show you was he actually has not left yet. So Manannan's eyes narrow to slits. Gideon, you are forbidden to be here. I have a good mind to. His face softens as he continues. Well, maybe next time. For now, go home. Now I'm actually going to restore the game. He doesn't let you leave, so I just want to show you that you can't actually get out of here without unless he's gone. So for some reason he doesn't know you're gone if he's out of town or asleep, but he does know you're gone if he's awake and around. So we only get 2 chances with that. If we get caught again and I had not restored, then he would actually kill us. So let's give ourselves a second chance, and that's why I wanted to restore. So if you remember, there's the game clock up there, and at actually different intervals, he demands different things. So I think 5 minutes in, he was going to go on his journey, and essentially just keeps going through the hour. I forget the actual numbers. Because we're still collecting things, I'm going to actually, I'm not looking at the hint guide right now, and let's see what we can take care of while he's gone. One of the things I do want to show you, he's going to tell us something now. I think he's going to head out. So actually, maybe we can do a little bit more than we thought. No, he's just checking up on us to make sure we're okay. I guess if you have not done your chores, he gets kind of ticked off at you for that. But besides that, he pretty much lets you alone. It doesn't seem like he does a whole lot except for bothering, except for checking up on us. Anyway, let's take this fly. That's probably not how you spell it, is it? Oops, there's our buddy. Gideon, I've decided to take a journey. Alright, so that pretty much means he's gone for, I believe, till 30. So it gives us some time. Look floor. I'm pretty sure we need it. You see? And we can't take the fly? You pick up the dead fly and drop it into your hand. Disgustedly, you look at it. I don't want to carry around the dead fly, you think. Picking off its wings, you throw it to rest away. Alright, so let's take a look through a telescope. And Manannan has the brass telescope pointed out a window. It is well polished. Use the telescope to keep tabs on the sedentary Ludor. So I guess, like I said before, he's sort of the dictator of this land, but he doesn't have much of a kingdom to rule over, or whatever you'd call it, a wizarddom. Can we just say use telescope? I think you can actually look through it. There we go. And you put your eyes to the glass. It amazes you how near everything seems. You can even see squirrels climbing faraway trees. No wonder the wizard knows all activities in Ludor. And no wonder nothing goes on. Anyway, okay, we have to sometimes be careful like a cat, because he can actually trip us. I'm not sure if he can do it here. And the reason I didn't actually kick the cat, besides the fact that I'm sure I'll upset somebody, is that he actually takes revenge on you later on if you do that to him. And so, let's, as evil as that cat is, let's stand on his good side. Alright. Well, I kind of know some things in advance, and so I obviously don't want to tip too much to those who haven't. That's kind of cool. It sees you in the mirror, but I don't want to tip off too many things for folks who may not play this game. Why does he live in like a girl's room? This is the type of thing my sister had when she was 6 years old or something. All pink and frilly. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, let's. He's not the most manly of wizards, I guess. Open, even though he does like to punish us and be a cruel man. Anyway, let's open the drawer. Alright, in the vanity drawer are many uninteresting items, although the wizard's hand mirror may come in handy. You grab it, then close the drawer. Now, here's something I want to show you. See that next to mirror, it has, and actually next to fly wings too, for some reason, it has an asterisk. Those are items you cannot get caught with. If you do, I believe you lose them, and I don't know if we can actually get the fly wings back, but not only do you lose them, you get punished for it, and he may actually kill you at some point, and because he knows those are needed for the spells, or they're his personal belongings. You find baubles and trinkets, which do not interest you. Suddenly, your eyes fall on something that does. A vial labeled Rose Petal Essence, which you eagerly take. Alright. I think there's a drawer at the bottom. I always quietly open a drawer below the closet. You discover nothing that interests you. Open closet. Look in closet. You see voluminous velvet robes, satin slippers, peaked hats, and soft linen gowns. Move. Gowns? I think there's something in here. You startle to discover an ancient parchment scroll. Its ink has faded, but it seems to be a map. Taking this treasure, you leave everything else exactly as it was. Close drawer. Closet. You can't leave things open either. That's why I kind of like this game, especially this part in the house. There's just so many little details that you have to make sure you do, and if you don't, you actually can get caught. Like I guess if you were ransacking somebody's house in real life. Now here's the trick to staying alive: is that he never ever comes in here, so you can just hide stuff. Very descriptive under bed. You get on your hands and knees and quickly shove all your possessions under the bed. They'll be safe from the wizard's sharp eyes there. Now, for some reason, he knows where we are, but he doesn't know what we are carrying, or is partly, at least what's under our bed. For some reason, this area just is off limits to him. So, Manannan has some respect for our privacy, to his detriment. Alright. So this is our crummy room. This is your own pitiful bedchamber. Compared to Manannan's fine room, yours is almost a cell. Your bed is hard and uncomfortable, with only a threadbare blanket and a small flat pillow. The other furnishings are junk, but as poor as it is, it's your own, as the wizard never enters it. Alright. I never really understood what those things that just look like almost old TV signals, or when the TV's offline, what that was. I think it's elsewhere in the house too. So it's tapestry, which is just kind of some colors. Yeah, well. Okay. So the cat really doesn't do anything, so sometimes get in our way, but okay. So, essentially what we're trying to do, why are we picking up all these things, you might ask? The reason is because we need them for various spells. Manannan is... I think I actually did read this last time, so I'm not going to read it again. Look in basket. So, we have to pick up these things. There's some in town, there's some down at the bottom of... No, I just emptied it. Alright. Open drawers. So there's some of the stuff that are outside the castle, some of it's inside, or inside the house, I should say. And we just have to get all these things. You know it when you actually go and look at the spells. Also, I'm actually... I take that back. You may not know it. You know that you have to cast the spells, I think, when you get downstairs. You don't know all the ingredients, I believe, from the game. You actually have to have the manual. Obviously, I'm using the walkthrough. But it was kind of sort of the copy protection, I think, for this game. If you didn't have the manual, you didn't know how to cast the spells. You didn't know how to cast the spells, you couldn't beat the game. So, it was sort of a creative way by Sierra, and they did that to a lot of games. Even as late as Quest for Glory 4, a CD game, you couldn't actually... you could play the game, you could even win, but you couldn't get any of the potions, I think, in that game, unless you knew the codes to unlock the potions, or for the formula. But still, some of the Sierra games have it where you actually just have to type something in at the beginning, look up like page 50, word 12 or something, paragraph 2. So we're coming up to the end, but let me just read this and then we'll stop for now. You open the large desk's only drawer, but you see nothing of interesting. Before you're caught, you close it. Alright, so there's not too much there. One thing is there's actually a magic wand in this drawer over here we have to get at some point. That's the one thing you actually cannot hide. He'll know that it's gone, and I guess the suspects are limited, and he will take you out for that. So that's one thing you actually always have to remember to replace beforehand. And trying trying to think what else. Uh, yeah, so essentially for the time being, I mean, this whole part is pretty much try to collect spells, try to um, collect things, and or collect the items for the spells, prepare the things for the sort of next stage of the journey, and then try to beat Manannan. So we'll be doing that for a while. I always found it interesting. I always found it fun. Hopefully, we can get things rolling a little bit more. At some point, we'll get out of the this area. We'll see if we do that next time. I don't want to get caught, but at the same time, I think there's a limited amount of things we can actually do in the house while Manannan is gone, at least. So for the time being, I'm Scott. This is King's Quest 3. I'm signing off, and I'll see you next time.